Hey folks, welcome to Ray's Toys and Collectibles, and today we take a look at the Star Wars The Vintage Collection, the Mandalorian and Grogu Imperial Remnant ATRT. Now this vehicle, we've had it before in the Revenge of the Sith toy line, but this is completely new. It comes with a figure and I have high hopes for this vehicle. Now hopefully the plastic quality will be nice and the joints will be tight enough to support the weight of the vehicle, but we'll just have to wait and see. Let's go. So a quick look at the box. Looks very nice graphic here of the vehicle, and the figure shows you that a figure is included and it is carded, which is very nice. Top showing some pictures of the vehicle, same on the bottom. Side also shows the vehicle. Also a view of the vehicle, very neat. And then the back shows you the vehicle with the figure on top and what is included. You get a figure, you get the vehicle, you get a blast effect, and you get a stand. So that's very neat. Now let's open this up and take a look. Here we have a look at the figure that is included. He comes carded, and this is a very nice and sturdy card. It is unpunched, which is very much appreciated. Comes with this nice blue name pill, blue backing to the bubble, which is very appropriate as it shows off the figure very nicely. Figure comes with a gun, comes with a cloth camera, which I'm very happy about because that will not restrict the articulation. On the side here shows the character on top of the vehicle, very nicely done. Good looking figure. Back very nice as well. Vintage Collection 396 bio, nice picture of the figure and the card. So yeah, I'm very happy, looks good so far. And here we have the card without the bubble. I just take a scalpel, cut off the raised bit of the bubble, and the flat bits I keep that on because then the card stays nice and minty. And I put it into a photo sleeve. You can get these on Amazon, and I keep the card very nice and minty. So yeah, this is gonna stay in my collection, and it's just very nice to keep these cards because I think they look really good. Now this backing of the bubble and the name pill, I thought they looked like a dark blue, and in certain lights it still looks like a dark blue, but now that I have the bubble removed, looks more like a purple. Oh well. So here's a look at the figure, and I think he looks really good. It looks like they took the design of the Scarif Trooper and the Snow Trooper and all blended it into this figure. Very nicely detailed. Comes with that cloth camera. Comes with a small gun. It's not rubbery, which is nice. Goes into this holster very nicely and neatly. Figure can hold it, but yeah, the grip isn't the greatest. It's mostly due to this pointy finger. It should be a little more bent, because then you would be able to get it into the trigger guard. You can probably still do it if you bend that figure a little bit, and I think the grip on it will be a little better then. Yeah, this figure looks very nice. Articulation, ball joint, very nice range. Arms can go out to the side very nicely, forward and back. Rotation at the elbow, bend at the elbow, very decent amount. Then of course the wrist rotates. This one goes up and down, this one goes in and out. Then the waist turns, a little bit of a wobble, a little bit of a teapot. Hips all the way forward and back decently. Swivel here, swivel at the knee, bend at the knee, and This is a very, very tight joint. Nice mount. And then of course feet, swivel, up and down, and that nice tilt or rocker. So yeah, a very, very well articulated figure, very nicely proportioned figure, well sculpted. Yeah, I'm very happy with this. Here we have the vehicle out of the box with the legs attached and that blast effect on the front, and I think it looks very nice. But yeah, yet again a QC issue from Hasbro. Maybe you've seen my shorts. I also had a problem with the Transformers Age of the Primes Brawl, where they forgot to put his backpack slash turret on, which was really, really disappointing. And I also had a problem with this. This is my original. You can see the antenna are missing from this one. You just see the two holes here. And yeah, luckily I bought this and the Brawl from tfrobots.nl. You should definitely check them out. They're a great website, great service. I've had some issues in the past and Kevin took care of all of them. He sent me a replacement bits, and yeah, I'm gonna thank him from here, and I'm also gonna drop him an email, see if he wants this this other piece to be returned to him. But yeah, this is a really, really great store. I'll put a link in the description below, and I'll also show you on screen the website address. And yeah, check them out. tfrobots.nl, great website, great service, great products. Yeah, I'm very happy with that store. So thanks again, Kevin, for the assist. You are awesome. Taking a look at the vehicle up close and personal, there's a very nice blaster at the front with an effect piece. Now, I like this effect piece. We should be getting more of these in the vintage collection. Just, yeah, add some more flair to the display in my opinion. So perhaps with that Haslab Republic gunship LAAT, Hasbro, can we get a few of those blast effects with that vehicle? It would be so nice. Now it just packs on in a little bit floppy material, but yeah, it does the job, so that's good. Cannon goes side to side, can go up, but it cannot go down because it bumps into the wires here at the bottom. Would have been nice if there was a rod here so you could pull it out and get some more movement there, but yeah, it's okay. The handlebars can go up and down, and there's these pedals or spurs that you can also move a little. There's a very nice dashboard. You can see buttons here and a display here, and I think it's a very nicely detailed vehicle. Nice paint apps as well. So yeah, I'm really liking this. Definitely a vintage collection, a worthy vehicle. Has the aforementioned antenna. A little bit bendy, but that's good, otherwise they'd be too brittle. These kind of look like exhausts. So some nice paint apps here. The legs, and I'm very happy about them. Now, while they're not perfect, because there's no outward movement here or rotation or ball in the ankle here, they are very nice and sturdy, very nicely detailed. There's some weathering on them as well, which I'm also very happy about. But yeah, they're very, very sturdy. So unlike the vintage collection ATST, which was a floppy mess, you couldn't really pose it in any dynamic way because it would just topple over. And that, yeah, was really disappointing, was that they took that mold from the legacy collection ATST, and that thing was really, really sturdy. So yeah, that's what you get when you use cheap materials. Now in this one, no cheap materials. There's movement here, 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 and here, and it's also very nice and firm, ratcheted. And what's very nice, you can see a piston here, and it moves when you move the joint, which is very nice. I like this a lot. So you can definitely post this vehicle, and yeah, that's so good. You can see there's a hole in the bottom for the stand that is included. We'll take a look at it in a minute. So yeah, this vehicle looks very, very nice, well designed, and a really good addition to have in the vintage collection, and we definitely needed a new one. Here's the AT-RT on the stand. It just plugs in the bottom. It's a ball and socket, and yeah, it's very easy to plug in. I just hope it stays nice over time, because I've seen that type of stand before on a Marvel Legends Green Goblin movie figure, and it just stretched the plastic of that glider piece, and yeah, and now I really can't have him on the stand anymore, because it will just flop over and fall from the shelf. So yeah, hopefully the plastic on this vehicle will be nice and sturdy enough so that stand doesn't stretch the plastic, but time will tell. My preferred method would have been just a peg to go into the bottom in a hole, or maybe have a release button to make it a little more firmer, but for now it does work, and it looks nice. Can of course tilt it a little bit, because if it, yeah, it's a ball joint. Also has a hinge here, so you can move it down a bit and up a bit, but it's a very tight joint. Here we have a comparison with the first version we got of this vehicle. It's from the Revenge of the Sith series, and you can see that one is a lot bigger. It is electronic, it has a walking feature, and that figure has barely any articulation. It has less than a standard Power Force 2 figure, yeah, so the bare minimum. And I'll just show you. And I apologize for the ruckus, because this one is very loud. You see, it has a walking feature. Yeah. Okay, come here. Dang, that thing is loud. So yeah, new one definitely better. Here we have a mini rig from the vintage line of Star Wars, and yeah, this mini rig took inspiration from the AT-ST. But if you look at the line work on this vehicle and compare it to the AT-RT, I'm beginning to think they took inspiration from this mini rig for that AT-RT. What do you think? The vintage collection Imperial Remnant AT-RT from the Mandalorian and Grogu movie is a very nice piece to have in your Star Wars collection. I highly recommend it. I'm gonna go ahead and give this a 9 out of 10. The stand, while nice, I think it could have been a little better, and yeah, I think I would have liked to see some additional articulation in the legs, some outward movement at the hips would have been nice, maybe a ball joint in the feet, but yeah, what is there is nice and sturdy. Now the price of this vehicle is not so great. I have seen it for €75, and I've also seen it at the Hasbro Pulse store for $73.99. I believe it's $67.99 on Hasbro Pulse US, and that's a little bit of a hefty price. Now I got this from TF Robots for $58.99, $75 some stores. Yeah, I think $58.99 is a very, very nice price. I'm very happy with that purchase. Of course, that's before shipping, but yeah, for that price, this is a very good vehicle and figure combo to get. But anything higher than that, yeah, I think that's a little steep. I hope you enjoyed this review. Please stay tuned for more. Please hit that thumbs up button, you'll help me a lot. Feel free to comment and subscribe. This is Ray from Ray's Toys and Collectibles. May the Force be with you.